Hi friends, now let us take up the second training session. In this training session, you are going to write your first Python program successfully. I don't expect any background as I told you already, but you think like a professional and work like a professional. What are the professional practices and all that? Contextually, I will explain. You grasp them, but don't behave like a college student. College students are normally they try for getting result. Once they get result and all that, they never bother about any conventions at all. That's why contextually I'll explain what are the conventions, what are the rules, what are the good practices and all that. All that you grasp and implement it according to the requirement. That only I am expecting from you. Now, as the first concept, I am going to, that is concept zone 1. What is compiler? Actually, any person who wants to learn programming first learn about the compiler. Compiler is a software, and for every programming language the specific compiler is available. C compiler, C++ compiler, Java compiler, Python compiler, etc. and all that. For every language the unique compiler is there. So here first we have to understand what is compiler. That is very important. Actually, one more point I have to tell you. Whatever technical term I am going to introduce, first I explain it briefly or contextually I explain in detail. Thereafter we proceed. That point you have to understand. Actually, what is compiler? Compiler is a software. It is known as translator software. Why translation is required? That is the question. Actually, computer's language is binary. Binary means binary represent two elements. Computer's language is binary means it uses only two letters. Actually, those are not letters, those are digits, 1 and 0. Computer's language is binary and it uses 1 and 0. You may get it out with 1 and 0 how a language is formed. Actually, if you apply your mind, for everything a way out is there. Actually, here a simple clarification I give you. I don't go into depth. Suppose a character is there. On keyboard, number of characters you find. For everything, the corresponding code is there. Actually, for A, what is the binary code? This is the binary code. Suppose a 9 is there. 9, what is the character? Corresponding character is this. This is the ninth binary code. And at symbol you use every time. For that, the corresponding binary code is this. In this manner, whatever characters you find on the keyboard, for everything a unique binary code is there. For all the instructions also corresponding binary code is there. So in this manner, that is unique. For A's code is this, and this code is not given to any other character. That point you have to understand. Okay, that's why it is called binary language. Actually, very frequently you use word digital. Everybody, without knowing the real meaning of digital, everybody uses digital. What is digital? Means computer. We are dealing with the computer. Computer, all data is created using digits only, 1 and 0. I showed you. So that's why it is called digital. Computer's language is digital. That's why the word digital is very popular. But you must understand the meaning of that. Here, one more point I have to tell you. Actually, data. Data means you may feel it is a text or numbers and all that. Actually, data you have to understand in a broader way. Data includes text, tables, audio, video, barcode, etc. All that you have to understand the term data in a broader sense. That means it may be text, it may be images, it may be barcode, it may be audio, it may be video. Any data is stored in the computer in detail format, 1 zeros. That point you have to understand. I don't want to give a detailed explanation here because it takes a lot of time. Okay. Now, computer's language is binary. Now, how we are writing programs? you are writing programs using English like words, English like short words, numbers, symbols, etc. and all that. So how a computer can understand that? Then for that purpose one translator software is there. Translator software is there. So suppose if you write A, then translator software converts it into this format. Then computer can understand that. For that purpose the software is created compiler. So for C language separate compiler is there, for Python separate compiler is there, Java separate compiler is there. For any language, whatever language is created, for that a compiler is developed. You have to understand it is a translator software. In this concept detailedly I will explain. By that you can have a understanding. With that understanding only you have to enter into programming world. And concept zone, second concept, GDB online compiler. Actually every language provides you a compiler, and Python also provides you a compiler. It is called IDLE, IDLE, Integrated Development and Learning Environment. Actually one software is provided. Using that you learn Python and you develop projects. Whatever you need for that purpose, everything is provided by IDLE. Actually, now I am talking about GDB online compiler. Actually, GDB online compiler is much comfortable. Actually, it supports 20 plus languages. As I told you already, for every individual language, one compiler you have to use it. And if you instead of that, if you use GDB online compiler, you can use it for 20 plus languages. Suppose my web series I am going to provide for C, Python and Java. For three languages, same compiler you can use. And using GDB online compiler is much easy, very much easy comparatively with IDLE. GDB online compiler, using GDB online compiler is very easy. That I am going to introduce. If you are interested, you can use this instead of IDLE. And one thing I am telling you, whenever you are using IDLE, you may feel it is comfortable. It may not be much difficult for you to use. But whenever you shift to GDB, you can realize that it is much easier. Then option is yours. I recommend to use GDB online compiler, and you can learn if you want to learn multiple languages also, is very much useful. That procedure, just a matter simple procedure, within 5 minutes I explain how to install and use GDB online compiler. But one limitation is there: without internet connection you cannot use GDB online compiler. But option is yours. Thereafter we take up our first program, that is writing PFG1 Python feel good web series. Our first program, writing simple biodata program. You know that biodata means many items are there, 10 plus items are there, some cases 20, 30 items are there and all that. But in our, this is the first program, I am giving only 3 items. And then your name, your age and your height. Only with the 3 items you write a simple biodata, but in a format. How to format that, all that I show you. Here, why I have given a simple program of 3 statements means you should not fail at all. This is your first program. That's why you should not fail at all. You must get the first impression out of that. Once you complete that, in the next training session, you write the complete biodata with 10 or more items, whatever you want and all that. That is our strategy. So, at any position, you should not fail. Okay, because once you fail, then you may not have that much integrity to go ahead. That's why prevention is better than cure. That's why I never allow you to fail at any point of time. That point you have to understand and complete this program.